Pasadena is more than the Rose Bowl. It is great wine. But is this man the secret?
We find some island paradise in the desert, fashion and food with Tommy Bahama.
We swish and swallow our way to another great Chardonnay that you should consider.
Plus, indulge in the Undercover Jetsetter Bloody Mary. It is easy and healthy.
And we go to a pizza joint that has international awards and a hip nightclub vibe.
And we find out the final outcome of the Euro-US Cup competition.
Cheers. Welcome back. So wine can be made anywhere. It's really all about the winemaker and the vintner's magic.
And it's also about where the grapes come from. And we found a winery in Pasadena that gets some great grapes from up north.
Yes, that is right. We said wine from Pasadena, not roses, but these are some phenomenal wines.
They are produced at Old Oak Cellars right near downtown Pasadena. This Sauvignon Blanc has won awards. This Chardonnay, as you discovered so dramatically, was heaven.
And we loved this Merlot too.
But this is really a story about chemistry and mystery. First, the chemistry, as President Paul Overholt explains.
Wine can be produced very easily, but good wine has to be produced very carefully. You have to know what you're doing in it. You actually have to really study about it. There is a chemistry that has to be followed. And it's not necessarily the normal chemistry that you get in high school. Actually, you get a bit of it in college. You've got to get that. Once you've nailed that chemistry, you can get into winemaking and make absolutely delicious wines.
Paul was a bank analyst who went back to get his degree in winemaking from UC Davis after his chemistry with his family's grape growing business soured.
So I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to do a pump over in the tank, walk over to the winery, and the door is locked. And all my equipment is out on the pad, and there's a sign that says, "Here, pick it up and take it home."
And this is your parents?
And this is my parents. And I said, "You don't know what you have just done." Because that's it. I will never, ever tolerate this type of behavior from you guys again. And that's really what led to the beginning of this winery here. It turned out that the first harvest that we made actually did turn out to be a great harvest. We produced this Merlot right here. It's won a bronze in the Los Angeles International Wine Competition out at the county fairgrounds.
Another good batch of chemistry was bringing in his chief winemaker, who was a aerospace engineer who liked chemistry in college?
Because I took extra chemistry for fun, which is not a concept that people other than chemistry majors understand, but I took 2 years worth of chemistry instead of the normal one because I had so much fun with it and that kind of stuff. So now I got to actually pull out old textbooks and reread stuff on Krebs cycle for yeast metabolic pathways and that kind of fun stuff and apply it to a hobby.
And the fun comes across in the way they share their wines and also in drinking their wines too.
But here's the mystery. We can't tell you where some of the grapes come from. Some of them come from the J. Ricard's winery that we profiled in an earlier show. But there is another vineyard that wants to stay invisible because he supplies so many wineries that don't want anyone to know where their grapes come from. And why would you want your competition to know?
He's our mystery man, but we know, and we can't tell you.
Just go to Old Oak Cellars in Pasadena and drink in the mystery and the chemistry. They have tastings on weekends. Here's their website.
That certainly was a fascinating afternoon and also a great trip.
Oh, absolutely. Great to see where wines come from and winemaking Otter Street. And next up, we go to a fashion hotspot that produces great food, island-style artistry.
And welcome back. You know, Las Vegas has one of the great outdoor malls. It's called Town Square, and it's in the southern end of town.
And it's got one of the great island-style restaurants that's also known for its style in clothing, but now known for its style in food.
The next time you jet into Vegas, check out the Town Square Mall, a tropical oasis just off the Strip, on the south side not too far from Mandalay Bay. It's packed with great restaurants and bars, as well as retail shops and even ticket deals to shows, and we've only just begun to scratch the surface. We'll cover more of these fab finds in upcoming shows. But right now, take a vicarious vacation at Tommy Bahama's Bar and Grill. You may know it as only a retail store for high-end, sophisticated islandware, but if you're lucky enough to be near one, don't miss it. It really is a party in paradise. Kick off your virtual vacay with a Mai Tai or other indulgence from their full menu of tropical cocktails, wine, and beers. First up, this chicken tortilla soup is pureed with vegetables, tortillas, and charred corn. If you're a lover of chicken tortilla soup, you will really enjoy this version. Then it was on to another soup. We couldn't resist trying the crab bisque. It sounded delicious, and it delivered, with fresh and luscious lump blue crab blended with a rich sherry cream sauce to die for. This is on my to go back and have again and again and again list. And it's not a vacation without scallops, and we went to scallop heaven with one of the greatest inventions ever, seared scallop sliders. And as if it's not enough to have perfectly cooked scallops, seared beautifully on the outside, juicy and moist on the inside, and tasting like the ocean, they put together a chipotle aioli and served them up with basil, Roma tomatoes, and crispy onions. Feel like spending the day in Havana? Check out this Cubano. Could be the best one I've ever had. It's house roasted pork. Tastes a bit like Kahlua pork if you've ever had that. Ham, Gruyere, and pickles, which is a standard on Cuban sandwiches. Then they add a sriracha mustard. Brilliance! Combining sriracha, that sweet, hot, kicked up a notch sauce, with mustard. It was tangy, hot, and a hint of sweet. And then jerk yucca fries. How brilliant is that? Just like jerk chicken, only on yucca potatoes, and then cut them into fries. Yummy, yummy, yummy. You can enjoy the bar scene if you'd rather. It's another great space in the restaurant. Everything on the menu is served there as well. Enjoy a leisurely stroll after you've indulged in all that great food and wonderful drinks. The people at Town Square have created a beautiful and rejuvenating outdoor space for individuals, families, friends, and couples alike. There is so much to do, and we'll be covering more places in upcoming episodes. And don't forget, there's Uber in Las Vegas now, so if you've imbibed a little too much, don't drink and drive. Call an Uber to get you back to wherever you're going. You can leave your car parked there in the parking lot for free, and leave your worries on the mainland. Aloha from Tommy Bahamas in Las Vegas.
All right, so we go there. What is it I have to have?
Crab bisque, for sure, to die for. Obviously a Mai Tai, and the Cubano. It's excellent. Probably the best one I've ever had.
Ooh, nice. Speaking of nice, we're going to introduce you to a nice, now make that a great Chardonnay. This one sounds like an Italian pasta.
And we have the healthiest Bloody Mary and the spiciest and the best you'll probably ever have. Undercover Jetsetter Bloody Mary coming up as well.
And welcome back. We have another installment of the Undercover Best Chardonnays in the World. Today, we are going to slurp on a ZD Chardonnay.
Yes, not ZD, as you were saying before. ZD, and it's a great Chardonnay. You need to pick it up when you have a chance. Check it out. All right, well, here is our wine for today. It's ZD, not ZD like the pasta, as John was inferring, although I think it does have Italian roots somewhere, but it is ZD Winery. It's in the Carneros region. Again, we love Carneros, and I actually was introduced to this wine at a dinner party that some friends of mine had. It was a New Year's Eve party, and they served an amazing lobster bisque. It was so delicious, and with this, oh my God, it's again a buttery, oaky Chardonnay. You will love it when you try it. I'd never heard of it, and I was blown away.
Well, and I hadn't heard of it until you introduced it to me, and what I love about it is oaky and buttery, but it's balanced.
Yeah, again, balanced, not too over the top, and you know, just as we're talking about it, that's the great thing about wine. Once you start sharing it, you'll catch fire, and you'll start sharing it. Your friends will share wine with you, and that's the beauty of it. It really creates this whole community of love of wine and joy of wine, as we talked about before. You know, it's a beautiful thing to have and enjoy with friends.
And what we're seeing with a lot of the different Chardonnays that we were talking about, even though they do have the oak and the butter, because we enjoy that from California, there's ranges of it. There's subtlety to it. And this is, I think, one of them. I can drink this, I probably like this a little bit more with food than I do just drinking on its own, but I still can drink this on its own.
Yeah, no, you absolutely can. What I enjoy about it is the fact that the bouquet of it is very vanilla oaky, but then when you take a sip of it, the combination of what you're having with the smell and the flavors combines together in a really beautiful experience. It's got a very florally oaky vanilla bouquet, and then as you sip it, you get this like citrus acidic burst, and so the two together are really kind of unique.
This is cheese that I just
that's Asiago with the rosemary and olive oil.
Perfect with that.
Yeah, no,
Absolutely
and it goes great
delightful.
with food. This definitely could hold up to a steak easily because of the acidity in it, and also the big oaky butteriness. We pulled again some notes from the winery. Here they talk about juicy pineapple, guava, lemon zest. You definitely get that, and notes of sweet vanilla and honeysuckle. That's absolutely true. It's a blend of grapes from Carneros, Monterey, and Santa Barbara. And Monterey tends to be more fruity. Carneros kind of brings that big, bold, beautiful Chardonnay flavor. So it's interesting how they're blending 3 Chardonnay grapes from 3 different regions.
So this is truly a California Chardonnay.
It truly is,
It
yeah.
really kind of encompasses the whole state there in many ways. What's interesting, and we talked about the name, ZD, it's actually named after the 2 guys who founded this. And lo and behold, they were aerospace engineers back in 1969.
Yeah, go figure. Aerospace engineers develop an amazing wine. I mean, it just goes to show you, you have a passion and a love for wine. You can go to it any time in your life and whoever you are. It's, you know, it makes sense though because it's science, and there is an art and a science to wine, definitely. So they probably had the brains for it. I love that, ZD.
Yeah.
So, and I actually didn't know that till we started to do this show. I knew the Deleuze family, they own it. They're a wonderful family. Again, if you go there, if you're part of the wine club, you'll be treated like family. They're very warm and welcoming. And every year, actually, ZD sponsors the Amgen Cycle Tour, and that's the bicycle race to break away from cancer. It's a great event, and you can go as a wine member, a wine club member, and you can be part of the festivities and part of the mission and the message there.
Yeah, 3-day event, actually quite nice. Now you can actually get this at the store. I would say it's not ubiquitous. You're gonna have to look for it, and it's moderately priced.
Yeah,
So it's good, you know, fish, chicken, really
cheese.
almost anything.
Yeah.
You're
Steak
going
for
to enjoy
sure.
this, yeah.
Pork, lamb. It really is a great food Chardonnay.
Nice balance. ZD, not ZD, but ZD.
ZD. Cheers. Now, if you're not in the mood for wine, but a healthy libation, check out this Undercover Jetsetter Bloody Mary.
It's actually more like a stout.
This is John's Bloody Mary. It's his famous Bloody Mary, and he has been telling me about it for years and years and years, and I've been dying to try it, so I'm going to do that just now. Now this is like the 25 ingredient Bloody Mary, pretty much.
It is. It's like a spice of salt.
So good.
And actually, and I'm glad you introduced it that way, because this is actually one of my favorite drinks, because it's a healthy drink. There's not a lot of booze in it. If you're any type of a foodie, you're going to love this drink because of all the natural stuff that's in there, and it's actually very, very healthy. First of all, there's vodka. I put in the Costco vodka. This is a really good vodka. It's almost a good sipping vodka that's at Costco that really anybody can sip.
Yeah.
And it goes down nicely. It's in one of those big bottles. I use that. I don't use a whole heck of a lot. You put a shot in there, and you'll notice when I give you this recipe here, I'm not going to tell you different measurements because it's going to be whatever you want to put in there yourself.
Right.
And this is a Bloody Mary to me is something that's very personal. So you do what you want. So what I do is after I put in the vodka, I put in horseradish, and then after that, I put in Worcestershire sauce. Now I put in a lot of Worcestershire.
I love Worcestershire.
Because I love that taste. I just love it. Do you realize that is from anchovies?
Yeah. Oh, I know. It's brilliant. It is a brilliant concoction. We should do a whole story on Worcestershire sauce someday.
Well, we should. And what's interesting is people who hate anchovies love Worcestershire sauce.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
That's the irony. So put a lot of Worcestershire in there. The next is sriracha. It's one of my favorite spices that come from Asia, even though that probably came from America. Frank's hot sauce. Make sure to put that in there too. And again, you don't have to make it so it's on fire. Just give it a little bit of bite.
And you could use Tabasco or some other hot sauce of your preference there.
You could. And then here comes the spice of salt. First, you use basil, and you cut up a lot of basil and you put it in there. As I have always said, on the 8th day, God made basil and said, "Okay, I'm done. I can't do any better." When you have basil in something,
and then he made a
tomato.
crazy salad.
And then he did, absolutely. The next is lemon pepper. So sprinkle some lemon pepper in there. Lemon pepper is going to play a little bit of a role back towards the end too. So hold on to your lemon pepper. The next one is this Costco organic no salt seasoning. Now I'm a big fan of this. There's 21 different ingredients. My wife Terry doesn't like it at all, but I know other people that really enjoy it. In fact, you tried it. You liked it quite a bit.
Oh, I love it. Oh, it's so good. You can season 20 million things with it, and it changes the flavor on them. It's a blend of 21 different spices and seasonings. That again is another whole show, but it's a great concoction.
Yeah, it really is.
And it's all done for you, so you don't have to mix it yourself.
And then here's how I make my Bloody Mary, different from most people. Other people just throw tomato juice in there. I put in V8 juice. V8 juice is a lot healthier for you. It's a blend of a lot of vegetables. I think it just gives it a little bit more oomph to it.
Yeah.
A little bit more healthiness to it. You squeeze half of a lime in there. Just put a half a lime in there, give it a really good squeeze.
Lime's always good.
Then you mix it up, and before you pour it into the glass, take the glass, and you use the lemon pepper and create a lemon pepper rib. Then you pour it in, then you drink it. And then you should have a ton of senses that should be touched upon while you're drinking this.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I think first of all, the lemon pepper rim, right away, it gives you spicy and tangy, sour, lemon. I mean, it's got that great bounce. So you're anticipating already a spiciness just because you're already introduced to the spicy, lemony flavor. And then it gives you all these different layers of spices because of the different layers you used. And on top of it, the basil is so fresh. It just adds this great flavor, and it's so beautiful. I mean, this is a beautiful drink.
I think it was the way the basil was cut up.
Yes. Well, by the way, I did have to work for this Bloody Mary.
Good.
I had to be a sous chef and chop basil and limes just to get this drink. So
That was a very good job. Now we should say about the lemon pepper. A lot of this is not necessarily a particular recipe or what somebody taught me. This is years of me putting stuff together. The lemon pepper came from the Glenmore in Canton, Ohio when we were there. They have their Bloody Mary cart. And that was the one thing that I hadn't thought of. You can play with it. This is the great thing about a Bloody Mary and a couple of other drinks that we've shown you as well. Tailor it to yourself. I mean, you have a different taste. Your taste buds are going to be different. So make sure to enjoy it that way. You know, you could also use gin in here too. You don't have to use vodka.
tequila.
You know, I've never had it, but that would make sense. It's almost like a tequila.
I would
sunrise
use
in
a
different
white
way.
tequila.
not a dark tequila.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Very nice. Good. Well, thanks for the suggestions, and thanks
very
for,
delicious.
Thanks for the carving work. Yes.
I'm gonna enjoy this Bloody Mary, that's for sure.
Cheers. And when we come back, we're going to go to a pizza joint that has international awards and a nightclub vibe.
Plus, the Euro US Cup competition heads to the final day. Is there a miracle ensuing? Welcome back. Pizza takes on a whole new vibe at this award-winning pizza place in Las Vegas.
The chef has actually won awards for his pizza, even in Italy.
We went out to Green Valley Ranch, which is a resort and spa in Henderson, Nevada, about 15 minutes off the Las Vegas Strip.
And we ended up at this restaurant called Pizza Rock. Real pleasant, innovative, not your traditional pizza.
And it is run by chef owner Tony Giamatti. He is a World Pizza Cup champion.
That's right, he's a Triple Crown winner of the International Pizza Championships in Italy. Now that says something.
Now the first thing we checked out was these meatballs. They were truly delicious. Very, very meaty. The marinara was just fabulous.
Now, Pizza Rock has 4 ovens, including this one, the Ferrara oven, that gets really hot, up to 900 degrees, even when it's not making pizza.
In there? Yeah. No, that's our asparagus, the wood-fired asparagus. Yeah, so we do the wood-fired asparagus with wrapped in prosciutto, smoked scaramuza cheese, and then quail egg.
Here's the pizza that we got. It's called the St. Anthony's, and it's from the classic Italian category. We actually got it gluten-free. It comes from the 650-degree gas brick oven.
And he had mozzarella with house-made fennel sausage. That was great.
Fabulous.
Italian sausage, garlic, roasted red peppers, ricotta, basil, hot red pepper oil, and 2 cage-free eggs dribbled all over it.
Oh, that was fantastic. And you know our love of eggs on anything. And you know, it just went so well with the house-made fennel sausage and the garlic and that egg just dripping all over. I mean, eggs make everything better. And you're being healthy because they use cage-free eggs.
And on top of it, gluten-free.
Absolutely. Can't get much better than that. One of the wines that we had with it, which actually went well with the meatballs and the pizza, was a white, a Chardonnay from La Terre. They're a privately owned winery, and they sell mainly to restaurants, so you'll mostly find it when you're out dining. They don't usually sell to just everyday consumers, but they are in California.
And then here is the Querceto Chianti. Hopefully I said that right. It's got a lot of Sangiovese in it. It is from Tuscany, and this was great with this as well.
Absolutely, yeah, and it's actually the Castello di Querceto vineyard that makes this wine. They make a lot of different wines there, but that was absolutely delicious.
You gotta love the decor here. I love this truck that was sitting in there, and it's actually like a supply area for them.
Yeah, no, very cool, very hip, very fun. You just want to hang out there. And they do an acoustic brunch every Sunday from 11 to 3, unlimited mimosas and sangrias.
And it's a great vibe. It's great non-traditional pizza, and it's out at Green Valley Ranch right off the strip. Well, that was great food and a great place.
Absolutely.
Let's go back to Florida now, where we're going to find out the final day of the competition of the Euro US Cup, in which I play.
And we find out who wins the coveted prize. The suspense has been killing me.
Yeah, right.
Really?
No miracle for the U.S. as the Euros retain the Euro US Cup with perfect pitch. While the night was sweet for the Euros, the play at King and Bear started out that day with American optimism.
What?
What's your prediction for today?
Oh, comeback. Definitely. We'll get 8 or 9.
No way. U.S. team captain Rick Meadows on a gimpy knee lost to Euro captain Petter Bay on the last hole. Fleming Hulk had it going early against me, but his swing got quick and allowed me to beat him 6-up, so I finished 3-3 for the event. Still, the Euros won comfortably, 18-14, bringing congrats from the U.S. captain.
In the competition, it's still about the friendship, and that's what we really value the most, is the good times and the friendship, and it's a pleasure meeting all the new guys, and pleasure getting together with all the old friends again, and no matter what, win or lose, it's always going to be a great time.
That was echoed by all.
Reaction to the Euro U.S. Cup this year?
Yeah, it's very good. As usual, it's very good.
You like the fact you beat the piss out of the Americans?
Probably the best part, yes.
Overall reaction to the Euro U.S. Cup?
Oh, I love it. Being a rookie, this thing is awesome. I'll definitely be back. Hopefully next year when we head on over across the pond to Europe. It's been an outstanding experience, a lot better than I expected.
So remember, if you'd like to put together a trip like that for yourself and your friends, go to jetsetterdeals.com. They'll help you with everything. It's an online booking engine we have exclusively for you, our viewers. Check it out. It's easy, inexpensive, and don't forget, tweet us at UCFoodieTV, a hashtag Undercover Jetsetter. Let us know what you want to do, travel, food, wine, and golf, and we'll make it happen. Cheers.
Cheers.